welcome back to the Sacred Space. If you're new here, my name is Kalu. I am also known as the Scribe Priestess, and I am very excited and very grateful to be welcoming you today to this sacred space on the internet. So, today we are talking about a very, very important and I have to say that this subject has a very special part on my heart. So I'm very excited to talk about this with you guys today. So grab a cup of tea. I have already mine here. So I really like it. And let's go. Let's start with today's theme. Before we start, I wanted to tell you guys an announcement, and it's that I am coming the 9th of April. I am launching my unique alchemical writing course. The 9th of April. So this is a very special writing course. And if you are searching on how to start your creative writing process as a spiritual practice, this is the perfect course for you. And we will see each other on the span of 4 weeks, and we're going to be learning how to actually anchor writing as a spiritual practice. It's a very beautiful, very multifaceted experience. You are going to also learn to go with the elements. You also will learn a self-hypnosis technique to help you anchor everything that you are learning in the course. So I am very excited. It's going to open for enrollment on the 9th of April, and the 21st of April we will start. So I'm very excited, and if you are interested on knowing what it is about and to do this course, the link will be down below in the description. So yes, I'm very excited, very happy, very grateful. We'll see you there. So guys, coming back to the video, perfect. This subject is something that to me is very important, and it's because, let's start with the name of this video. So the name of this video is our physical body important for spirituality? And the short answer is yes. Yes, it absolutely is. And to me, it's so important that we make emphasis on this because, as we start journeying our spiritual development, you hear a lot of people talking about this, like almost supernatural experiences, or they're very into what lucid dreaming is, or the contacts that they have in the astral realms and everything. But there is not a lot of information about what happens with your body at the moment that everything starts to develop itself, especially in spiritual development or initiations. So part of this journey here on earth is actually experiencing our physical bodies. We are here in reality and in matter, and we can touch ourselves and we can experience this as humans. So this video is the first thing that I would send anyone who is starting a spiritual journey or who is starting to interest himself in spirituality. I would definitely talk about the body, the physical body. There are other bodies in us regarding spirituality. We have our physical body, our etheric body, our astral body, and our higher self. But I'm just going to focus myself on this video on what the physical body is, and maybe we will talk about the other ones in other videos, but here we're going to be talking about the body, the physical body. And there is this saying that your body is a temple. I don't know if you guys ever heard that. I heard it very often actually, and because of where I move myself and the friends that I have and everything, that has been quite a sentence that has been there over the years. So, treat yourself as a temple, or treat your body as a temple. And I remember that I first heard it as I was maybe 11 years old, and I understood the words, so temple, body, and everything, but I really didn't understand what that meant. Like, I couldn't where is the temple? Like, what do you mean with a temple? Like where is the prayer? You know, I was like, yeah, but it's a beautiful metaphor that actually when you start getting inside the spiritual journey and the spiritual development, you will understand why actually it makes a lot of sense that they tell you treat your body as a temple, because it is a temple and it's sacred. We are sacred. We are a sacred creation. And on this subject, I will love to put here, you know, these images of how our bodies or our organs are made in the shapes of certain things. For example, our eyes can be seen like blueberries, or our ears can be seen as mushrooms. When you cut a mushroom, you have the shape of our ear, or you can also see the apple has a lot of meaning. Everything has meaning. And our bodies are just works of art. I'm telling you guys, like it's amazing. So I could speak long on how our bodies are made. I love neurology, and especially how our brains work. I mean, have you guys ever seen how actually all the neurons work together? It's just absolutely fascinating. So yes, we have here to experience this human life. Being a human means being in contact with our body. And it is very important, because before we start talking about, as I said, these other bodies that we have, we need to understand that we are all connected. All of those are connected: the physical, the etherical, the astral, and the higher self. So our physical body plays a very important role in our spiritual development. And right now I will do a video about how is it that our brains work and everything and how that can match itself for spiritual development. But here I'm just going to talk about what we can do to take care of our bodies, to improve our spiritual practices, and to help our spiritual development journey. So let's go to the following practices. Okay, so the first thing that we should take into consideration is our sleep. So the first thing that you can start doing, and you will see those are steps that we all do. Actually, it's nothing new. All of these steps are very easy to incorporate in your day-to-day life, and you're gonna see it's very easy to follow. So first of all, we need to start taking care of our sleep. Sleep is absolutely important for everything that we do with our bodies. And later, I'm also going to talk about dreams and the dream state. And for spiritual development, this state is very important. Like that is one of the most interesting things also, what happens during the sleep states. But sleep is the key to our body regenerative process. So when we go into a deep sleep, you know, there is a different brain wave state, and there is the deep sleep state. And when our brains, our bodies go into this deep sleep state, we are able to regenerate our cells. Think about it as your body going to take a shower. When you go to sleep and you achieve this deep state, then you are just cleaning everything. But not only cleaning it, like you're taking a shower that is so potent and so amazing that you're able to regenerate something. So you are transforming your energy. It's very important that we have this space so our bodies can function and go through day-to-day activities. Sleep is something that if we go, I don't have exactly the how many days are we able to go without sleeping, but I don't believe it's a long, like you can go a lot of days without eating, but without sleeping you will really start to get very sick very easily and very fast, because it's part of the importance that our bodies need to be regenerating themselves. And the most important, it's because it has to do with our brains, our brain function. That's how we process everything that we are experiencing in life. So yes, sleep. I'm not gonna tell you guys to go and have a sleep routine, like some others do, that yes, you go and you need to, although it's very important to know that there is a lot of information surrounding us, and there are a lot of traditions and ancient traditions that would go with the cycles of nature. So the rhythm of nature, when the sun comes up, you wake up, and when the sun comes down, you go to sleep, or the weather changes. But to be honest with you guys, I believe to first find something that works for you in your lifestyle. And if you can incorporate your lifestyle to the rhythms of nature and the place where you live, then you will have a perfect routine made for you. The important part of this and everything that I'm going to be telling you guys is that you have to experiment for yourself. Find what works for you. I can tell you what works for me, but that's for me, Kalu, like the individuum. So the best thing that you can do is try to understand what is it that you need regarding sleep. Nikola Tesla slept, I believe, like 2 hours or an hour every day, and he was like very active mentally, and he was creating all of the time. So we can really find what works for us, especially when we are developing practices. And just go and take a look at what your routines are. When do you go to work, what you need to do, and everything, and start creating a practice, a sleep practice that is going to be beneficial for you. So yes, that was the first step. Take a look at your sleep. The second step is movement. So movement, you guys, I can talk about exercise, and if you do exercise yourself, then that's amazing. Congrats. But movement, I mean any type of movement. The important thing is that you keep your body moving. So absolutely 100% exercise is very healthy. It does amazing things for your body. But what I mean by movement is that you could do 10,000 steps every day by cleaning your house and going out with your dog and walking with some friends, and that is already a movement practice that is going to bring your body into a healthy state. As I said before, the thing here is that you find what works for you. The important thing to keep in consideration and in mind is that the important thing is that you keep moving, that you move yourself. And this is a very important step, because we are living nowadays in societies where we spend a lot of time indoors, or we have very long journeys. Maybe where you are working, you sit a lot, or if you work in a monitor, you're working with a computer, you're sitting for quite a bit of time. So it's very important to keep this exercise. Exercise keeps our bodies healthy. We need to move this energy, this creative energy. And exercise also has this amazing part of releasing endorphins. You're feeling good. it's a happy way of being healthy. And as I said, the cool thing about this is that you can just go and try new things. Try the things that you want to try. Try salsa, try tennis, try just going outside and walking, try whatever it is that you want to try. But as long as you keep trying and keep experimenting what works for you, the more beneficial it's going to be for your body and also for your practices, because you're going to find what works for you. Movement is absolutely key. for maintaining a healthy relationship with your body. And now we're coming to step number 3. So in number 3, we have food. Again, I am not going to tell you guys what to eat. And I do want to say also, always keep a critic mind and a discernment mind of everything that I say or everything that you can find on YouTube or whatever platform you are consuming. Follow your intuition, and if you need at any moment a professional's advice, then please go and check a professional for this matter. So anything that has to do with your body, your physical body, go and ask a doctor, go and ask a special professional person. I am here talking about the steps I would do to improve my spiritual practice and my spiritual development, and what I have found to be good for our physical body regarding these practices. So yes. So food, you guys, you know, you have now so many different diets. Oh my God, so many. You have the vegan diet, the keto, the alkaline diet, the vegetarian. There are a lot of things, and of course, there are things that are bad for you. I am talking about ultra mega processed foods or sugar consumption. Those things we know that they are not good for our bodies, and we stand by that. But honestly, you guys, regarding diets, again, do what's best for you. Do what is working for you. And by this, I mean, if being vegan for you works, then go be vegan. If you're maintaining your body healthy and you're getting all the vitamins, all the minerals that your body is needing to proper functionally being vegan, then continue that to do so. But what I'm talking about here is to be able to eat the things that your body is needing to keep yourself healthy. That means that you're having enough vitamins to go on, enough minerals to keep everything flowing, and that you are getting all the nutrients that your body needs to function. Okay, so there are a lot of different things. I would personally suggest you guys to understand your cravings. So that's part of intuitive eating development. That's a very cool thing to be doing, and I started to understand my cravings. That's how I started to develop this intuitive eating method. We all have that, we all can do that, and it's just going deeper on the cravings that you have. For example, if I crave chocolate, what am I actually craving? What is it that I am in need of? And for example, a big component of chocolate, I'm not talking about the sugar here, but is magnesium. So maybe your body is craving magnesium. So instead of going to reach out for the chocolate, you can go to another thing that you know already has magnesium inside to help you with this magnesium craving that you have. So that's a very healthy way to start understanding your body. We are going to talk about later on about what intuitive eating is and how you can develop it. The core point of what I'm saying here is we need to really pay attention to what we eat, because what we eat becomes the fuel to our body, and that gets inside our blood too. So everything that you are putting inside of your body is going all over your blood, and that's what's making you what you are. So I'm going to tell that again. When you eat, everything is going into your body. Inside of you is going also inside of your blood, and that is making who you are. So you know, when you go to check yourself to the doctors, what do? They take a blood sample. Why? Because our blood tells a lot about our health. So yes, you guys. The cool thing also about eating is that it starts affecting our moods, starts affecting the chemical components of our brain function, of our body function. It starts getting inside of what the components, the chemical components of our bodies mean. We are going to get more into the spiritual part later on. I just can say that get into what you know that it's good for you. There are a lot of cool YouTube channels here that you can go and take a look to find cool diets, but try to also get in touch with your body to understand what you're craving, to understand what you're needing. Yes. So now we're going to move to step number 4, and that's hygiene. So as you see, guys, these are very easy to do steps, but nonetheless, hygiene is absolutely important for our spiritual development, but also for our health and our bodies. Being clean, what this hygiene means, it's a reflection of our inner self too. So, you know, it's very interesting, but just with one bath, you know, you get inside of the shower and you go all over yourself, it absolutely changes your mood. It absolutely changes. And this contact with the water has also, it has a very spiritual meaning on the background. So being clean and promoting this cleanliness, I'm not talking about something that you need to be clean all the time, but or how many times you need to get a shower. I'm not talking about that, you guys. As I said, do what works for you, what for you in your body means to be healthy, and what you believe that is going to be helping develop a spiritual practice, okay? But that means that every time you feel great and you feel connected with you and your body by taking a shower, you're getting a step further into what actually this spiritual hygiene means. That can be taken literally as spiritual hygiene means to be clean, to take showers, to smell also clean. Spirituality means a lot the senses, our 5 senses and others that we have. But experiencing cleanliness also has to do with the people we are surrounded by. What are you thinking? How you experience this cleanliness in your relationships? And that I'm going to talk also in another video, because it's a very long subject. But experiencing cleanliness is going to be a step to help your body, your physical body, in this spiritual practice development or spiritual development journey. We are coming to the step number 5, and the step number 5 has to do with what we are consuming. So we don't only consume food, but every single moment that we are awake, we are consuming something. It can be in form of pictures, you can be consuming something by hearing, everything that has to do with your 5 senses. So what you see, what you hear, what you can taste, what you can touch, everything is giving you an information. So when I say to take care of what you consume, is being very critical about what you are looking at, what you are listening to, what you are reading also, because all of those images do take an impact on our bodies, because how you understand your reality is going to transport itself to your body. We are a physical being. That means that when you are constantly just focusing yourself in, I don't know, looking at the news and you see that everything is going worse and worse and worse, you create this assumption that everything is going worse. And I will not wonder that also your posture will start to go down, or we start to go as, oh my God, you know, everything is starting to go blah, 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 because our bodies tell us how our inner world is functioning. So if your inner world is stressed because there are a lot of informations that are bringing you some sort of stressful reaction, then your body is also going to be stressed. And our body's way to telling us things is the development of symptoms or somatic things. It's very important to take really good care of what we are consuming, what we're listening to, what information are we actually letting ourselves get touched by, okay? Because that is going to also influence our bodies, how our bodies are going to be reacting. So we were gonna talk about that later on in another video, because it's a very complex subject to be talking about, how first we see this in other bodies and then we see it here. But there are a lot of studies being made that our emotions and our inner world tells us a lot about what is going on in our physical world. So be mindful of how you spend your time. Your time is the most precious thing you have, you guys. Like, your time is such a precious, valuable thing that you can give anyone or any situation. You know, it's more valuable than any other thing out there in the world, because your time is not going to go, it's not going to come back, you know. And how you spend your time doing what, it's very important that you understand the meaning of time. That's another thing we're going to be talking about later on, but I wanted just to make a very quick step about being mindful of what we are consuming. And I also want to say here, keep an open eye and a critical, very critical discernment on substances, okay? Because anything that comes inside of our body is going to have a reaction. So be very critical of what you're putting inside of your body, because that is going to have a reaction and it's going to be changing your chemistry. So be very mindful, be very critical. Good. And the last step is actually emotions, our emotional world. This is very important, and I wanted to put it here because how we experience emotions and how we experience our emotional world is deeply connected to our physical body. And the more we connect to our body, the more we connect to our emotions, and vice versa. You know that thing when you have butterflies because you met the person that you are your crush, or you met the person that you were looking forward to meet, or anything, and you feel this here in your stomach or here in your heart space. All of those signs is your body telling you about something. It's your body giving you a root of a certain emotion. So it's absolutely important for us to get into contact with this emotion world and the world of our emotions. And if you have troubles getting in touch with your body, there are a lot of people that cannot feel themselves, or that they have really a lot of troubles telling what emotion they are feeling. There are a lot of different ways to get into that. There are a lot of somatic therapies. That somatic means that it has everything to do with our physical body. Or you can also do sometimes even dancing, for example. This body movement, getting in touch with your body, can also help yourself get in touch also with your emotions. But I'm going to talk about that also later. Emotion practices that can help you get in touch with your physical body and your emotions. But the emotions world and how we actually feel is very important to understand. And our bodies is one of the first clues that you can get into any situation. If you are in danger, your body is going to tell you right away, like, hey, we are not safe. Or if you're falling in love, your body is going to react to it. So this connection to body emotion is absolutely critical. So yes, guys, we went through all of the steps that I find important. There is going to be an extended version of this video where I'm going to go deeper into the spiritual part of all of these steps that I have just put here. And that extended part is going to be on my members site, on my webpage, and you can become a member of the Scribe Priestess, and then you will have access to the extended versions of my YouTube videos. So yes, you guys, I am very happy that I was able to talk about this amazing subject. It's something that I have a lot of passion for. And like I said, I have a lot of different videos and different things that I want to share with you guys. I hope that maybe you learned something today and that you bring something for your inner self, for your well-being, for your mental health, and also for your spiritual practices. So yes, wherever you are, I am sending you a lot of light and a lot of love. I hope you are safe. I hope you are okay. I thank you for your attention and that you were here with me today. Thank you for watching, and we will see each other on the next video. Bye.